The 2019 World Championship group stage has been drawn for League of Legends. Groups A through D have been assigned, and the talk of the town have come down to groups of death. Primarily being Group C in League of Legends, which contains SKT Telecom T1, Fnatic, and RNG currently, with a emerging region wildcard team to be established after the play-in stages. What I want to discuss today comes down to the simple fact that we are hitting a point in League of Legends where every group is going to be a group of death. It's close this year, but next year I'm hopeful to see that even the wildcard regions have teams that potentially could make a deep run at Worlds. Though that won't be the case because certain regions just don't have the infrastructure just yet. But as time progresses, we're going from one group of death being dramatically holding the potential winner of the entire tournament to a multitude of groups. And it's becoming who's getting lucky by having one team that, for all intents and purposes, shouldn't be in the group, as well as a second team coming in from the play-ins that may not be good. I say that because when I look at Group A, which has G2, Griffin, and Cloud9, I look at that group and I say, okay, well, I wouldn't want to be slotted into that group if I was a professional team. G2 just won MSI. Griffin, for the last 2 years, have shown that they have the capability of being the best team in Korea. And Cloud9 in itself is a wild card, being able to run all the way through the play-in stages last year in 2018 to make it out of groups and into the semis, which was further than any North American team had ever made it. Single-handedly, Cloud9 is a team that has kept North America from losing their automatic seed for the World Championship and other international competitions. Then I look at Group D, which has Team Liquid, I think AHQ, and Invictus Gaming. AHQ and the LMS regions are struggling and have suffered due to the dismantling of the Flash Wolves and then those players going to China and Korea and on various teams. But at the same time, that's still a very strong group. That's a group that has one team that potentially may not be the best team on paper, but with play styles, they could easily make for an upset. Let alone if that team were to get a play-in team such as Danwon Gaming, you're looking at a group that makes it also incredibly difficult to make it out as one of the top two if you're one of the 4 teams in that group. This year, Group B is looking like the easiest group. You have Funplex Phoenix, J-Team, and GAM, also known as the Gigabyte Marines, but they rebranded as GAM. A lot of people have that belief that the Gigabyte Marines may not be the strongest or best team to show forth, and a lot of Japan is still learning how to navigate when it comes to League of Legends. But this is all in all to say that the higher tiers, the cream of the crop, are all leveling up to a point in a position where they're all able to compete on a similar level. In years past, you would say, oh, it's the World Championship, so it's going to be Korea versus the world, was the mentality, was the idea. But with so many teams and so many styles coming forward and being able to change the game, change how they play the game, and change how they affect the game, you're seeing variance in play styles, orders of how they, priorities of how they want to continue to play the game. Truly, I believe that if this trend is to continue, we will get to a point where either Riot will have to increase the number of slots in the overall tournament and do away with the play-ins due to all the levels or every team or every region being strong enough to compete and combat for that level of viability when it comes to top ranking of teams, or you're going to see a really, really, really condensed stat-wise and skill-wise when it comes to the group stages for the World Championships. So we're getting there. We're very, very close. We are at a point, like I said, where there's only one group that seems to be a little bit underwhelming by comparison to the other groups, and then you have one group that has one team that's so-so. But you're looking at two groups that would be terrifying to be a part of, and most of the teams that are coming in from the play-ins, who would want to be slotted into any of these groups? Who wants to be slotted against the team that won in RNG, that won every competition except for the World Championship last season? Who wants to be in a group slotted against the reigning World Champions in IG? Who wants to be slotted into a group with the reigning MSI champions with G2? Who wants to play against SKT at Worlds? That's just the fact of the matter. You have a lot of groups that have leveled up. You have a lot of teams that have leveled up, and a lot of regions that have made their ability known and their force shown.